Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play EU4, the Mare Nostrum expansions. Technically, I am still in pre-release over here. We are playing as Lübeck, and we are trying to make the Hansa great again. Now, I've taken a little bit of a break since the last episode, and I was sitting here thinking about, didn't I used to weight Republican tradition higher than 10 power per point? How did I come up? Because I'm playing with this assumption that whenever I have to make a decision, that I should weight Republican tradition is worth about 10 power points. And I don't remember how I came to that logic. It may have something to do with like the 4-year Republican, like Merchant Republic election cycle or something like that. And I can't really remember. I know I did it in these videos, and it's probably a case of don't math in public, it never works out. But because the more I think about it, if basically we get one Republican tradition every year as a base. So any decision that adds or removes Republican tradition, let's say it would, it would cost me 10 Republican tradition to make a certain decision, effectively that is 10 years of Republican tradition growth that is gone, right? Ignoring the fact that we are on a 4-year re-election cycle and that, that affects sort of how we spend it. But effectively, if I'm thinking about how long it takes to generate Republican tradition, it's 1 point per year. And in a sense, and it gets really fuzzy because of compounding things and whatever, but in a sense, re-electing someone gives us 36 power, right? Because you re-elect someone, it gives you +1, +1, +1, gives you +1 to all of his monarch skills. And so per year, that's going to be another 36 points. Now, it's a little fuzzier than that because if you're re-electing, you're sort of compounding your previous re-election, right? After multiple re-elections, you keep compounding all that. So the actual valuation is a little bit weird, but shouldn't I be valuing Republican tradition as more than 10 points per? And maybe ballparking somewhere around 36? I mean, again, there's an opportunity cost going on. A lot of times the one that makes you lose or get less Republican tradition gives you more of an immediate bonus, which sometimes pays off more or whatever. But in any case, my point is, I think my valuation at 10 power point per Republican tradition is off. And I was wondering about that, because I'm used to re-electing dudes more frequently than this, and I play Republic of any kind. And I think it's because normally I weight the Republican tradition as being more important. I think I've been costing myself some monarch power here. Not that much, because I mean, we were still getting other things going on there, like the instant power swing of like 180, depending on how you want to look at it there. And so that did help to compensate a little bit. In that case, I was sort of like, if we value monarch points, or if we value Republican tradition at being worth 18 monarch points per point, then that decision was balanced. And I think we should value Republican tradition as a little bit more than that, but it doesn't mean like I've crippled myself or anything like that, but I think I've been undervaluing the tradition, so we're going to look into correcting that going forward. In any case, what's our situation? We are technically in a war right now, although I have pulled back my troops over here because the war is basically won. It's not one I'm going to get anything out of. I just got called into Saxony's war, and really there's very little reward for me to get over here. So I've just pulled back at this point. I mean, we still have no manpower or anything, but I did want to keep Saxony as an ally, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, we've got negative diplomatic reputation because we annexed the subject, but overall I'm pretty comfortable about that. Still would not complain if Sweden went and declared independence. It'd be nice if they waited a little bit now, so we got a little bit more manpower, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much either way. Rivalry ended, yes. It's the classic reload of the game, therefore the AI is going to reevaluate some of its relationships a wee bit. There we go, yeah, we are rivaled by Denmark and everything. Are we embargoing everyone? Speaking of embargoes, Norway embargoing us. Interesting. Let me do a quick little check here. So the Teutonic Order, right, we just rivaled them, and we can embargo them. Excellent. And Denmark, we are embargoing, and Brandenburg, I believe, is our final one, and we are embargoing them. Do we still have an insult somewhere here? No. So we're going to have to send an insult to someone, and it's going to be Denmark. Just because. There we go. All right, so there we go. Revitalize that. Excellent. Most of our bonus from vassalizing Pomerania and eclipsing Saxe-Lauenburg has gone away, which is too bad, but we still, we still get some perks. It'd be nice to be above 50, obviously. But there we have it. Oh, the other thing I want to address is after the first video went live, which at this point the first video has gone live, I got a tweet from Wiz, Martin Anwar, the designer of the game. Well, not the designer of the game. He has been the lead designer for some time. They've switched hands a couple of times, but he's been responsible for a lot of stuff. And he says that, hey, be careful that you don't go over your 20 province limit as a merchant republic. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, well, in your in the pop-up for the Merchant Republic, it tells you, you know, one of the changes is that you have a limit of 20 provinces, and then after that you start to lose Republican tradition per year. And I said, this pop-up? And he said, oh, we're gonna have to fix that. Again, I'm playing a pre-release version over here, but apparently there has been a shift to Merchant Republics, which I think is very sensible. The idea that Merchant Republics are supposed to be just sort of smaller and more vertical, and, you know, so they grow taller as opposed to wider. And yeah, apparently there is going to be or there potentially already is in the game, it just might not be shown in this tooltip yet. I don't know, he's gonna check on Monday, but, that we may have a 20 province limit as a Merchant Republic. And so if we want to bypass that, well, I mean, we could accept the fact that we'll take a hit to Republican tradition, or we could switch to a different type of government. Presumably other republics may be able to grow bigger, or, you know, maybe we'll intentionally convert into despotism. But I think I might actually try to adhere to that 20 province limit. I was taking a look. Oh, that's 17 favors. Very nice. Did we get anything out of this? So Saxony will grow, considering this is a war that Bohemia started. Wow, Saxony did grow quite a bit. And they are my staunch ally now, which is nice. I'll get a few bucks over here. And they're getting war reparation in other provinces. This is a big get for Saxony. And I got a little bit of prestige out of it, so Saxony should like me a fair bit. Not as much as I'd like. Yeah, annexed a member of the Holy Roman Empire. That is fair. And we have our improved relations as worn off. I guess we can go ahead and just make sure we cap that off. Anyway, so with we currently, I have 11 provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we do. And certainly that leaves us with 9 left. We've got plenty to take over a lot of territory in Denmark, which really is my preferred expansion route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Lowland, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we can't literally take all of Denmark and still be under that cap, but we can take a lot. That being said, if I'm going to be limited to 20 provinces, I want all my provinces to be as high quality as possible. And in particular, I would like them all to be coastal, which means, say, this province here, it is development 10, which ain't shabby. I mean, it's not like a turbo province, but it is higher than most of them, I think. I don't know what the average is, actually, in terms of development. Before they added development, it was like base tax level 4, which was almost like development 12. 4 was pretty good, and 3 was maybe, I don't know if, like 2 or 3 felt like it might have been a little bit more averagey. Maybe 3 is an average, 4 is decent. So this is right around average over here, with no particularly special bonuses, right? Like if you compare to Stettin over here, yeah, it only has 10 development, but A, it's coastal, and B, it's an estuary, which is really good. We've got Lüneburg itself over here, only worth 8, no special traits, not coastal. Yeah, I may have not wanted to take it, knowing that, but we can always sell it, you know, there's possibilities, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have bothered to take it. Lauenburg is particularly weak, being worth only 6 and not being coastal. That being said, short term, it does give us the ability to make a jump to Hamburg, but so does grabbing Holstein, which is worth 12 and is coastal, which is really good. So we may do a bit of a shuffle in our territory later on, assuming that that is true. Maybe, and this happens a lot in development, you decide to make a change and then you decide, oh, you know, let's not do that after all. So we may not actually have a provincial limit over here. And it is not this value. This is territory limit, not province limit. Speaking of territory, we do have one. Oh, Hinterpommern over here. Yeah, let's go ahead and state that up. Excellent. And we actually have proper cores on this territory too. They're all state cores, which is nice. Excellent. Groovy. You can see the cost as goes up and up and up and up over here. Well, based on development, I suppose. But I mean, we should still be making plenty of money from these provinces, especially as their autonomy drops over here. So anyway, for now, we're going to keep cruising the way we're cruising. We actually have a little bit of extra force limit here, but I'm going to wait, I guess, until we've got some manpower. I do want to bring myself up to 12, if possible. Also, the province limit does make vassals a little bit more appealing. It does still suck because we do have a diplomacy limit of 3 relationships right now, because we are -1 from running a trade league. Although that does mean we have a lot of alliances. But if we do get a vassal, it means we are going to tie up yet another relationship. But it might not be a bad idea. And with the vassal, I mean, they don't transfer trade power by default, right? They do give you they're part of their income, but not necessarily trade power itself. So if we end up taking inland territory, for example, if we do want to defang Brandenburg completely, we might just vassalize Brandenburg. And that might not be too bad. A little bit of an attack dog down here. Maybe, since we're never thinking about integrating them or annexing them, turn them into a march. This is not a particularly large march, although maybe we can grow it going forward or something. We'll see how it goes. So I don't like a temporary merchant, and we don't really need one for extra steering. I'd rather just have the 15% trade power. I think that's going to have more value for us. So I'm going to be happy about that. Anyway, in any case, next time there is an election, we are going to be re-electing our leader, assuming he's young enough. Yeah, 36. Excellent. Because we have a lot of Republican tradition. And again, now we're going to be going after it a little bit more aggressively. Anytime I was over 90, I was going to be re-electing anyway. But now we should be over 90 a lot more. And once I've re-elected a guy once, then I have to keep re-electing him just to get the max value out of all that. Up until maybe he's gotten really old. If he's in his 70s, I may be tempted to not re-elect him with the logic that there's a good chance he'll keel over before he finishes his term. Sorry, I was just thinking, how did I get the second artillery? It must have come from Pomerania over here, because I've built one, and I must have gotten a second one there, which is fine. Artillery is not particularly powerful right now, and I can't remember, with a level 2 fort, I don't remember if I need 2 artillery to get the second plus, and I think I do, actually, so that might be all right. Livonian Order doing some spying on me, that's fine. Let's go back up to speed 4. All right, election. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and keep Dieter over here. We're going to lose the Republican tradition. So, I mean, we do with this, with re-electing and our 4-year cycle, we are going to be we're effectively spending 2.5 Republican tradition per year maintaining the same guy. It's offset by the fact that we make 1 per year. So the end result is we are losing 1.5 Republican tradition per year net. So if we want to keep him, we have to go and keep maintaining that. And yeah, I think the math will work out. I can't spend any money quite yet. I do want to keep a bigger nest egg. I do want to build some more things, but we can wait a little bit longer. And we're going to go ahead and finish our administrative idea. Get the 10% discount administrative cost. Boom. Very nice. As well as this +3 states, which apparently didn't get a pop-up for. This is apparently not going to be useful for us if we are limited to 20 provinces. That might have changed my, opinion of administrative, but we mostly weren't getting it for the number of states bonus. We're mostly getting it for this. And of course, you also get a discount just based on how many ideas you've unlocked. So you can see here, we're currently getting a 24% discount on our administrative technology. So we should be able to, tech up slightly faster. 442 power instead of 600 is not bad. And we do have a lot of admin going on here because we have our admin focused guy, and currently our nation is focused in that direction. We should be able to unlock this idea quite quickly, but then after that, I think once I've unlocked Renaissance thought, I may shift my focus. Seriously, what was this guy? He was ruling for 3 seconds? Well, let's get another. I would still like the extra admin. Okay, traders are in good position, so I can take a bureaucratic guy, and the traders will still be in charge. Okay, good. God, wow. Well, that was a waste of 10 Republican tradition. So yeah, he gets reelected. He's 2 seconds into his second term, and boom, done. All right, so I don't think I'm going to go for a third cannon. I think I'm going to get 1 extra infantry just to bring us up to par over here. Sale of titles. Gold assigned to nobility. Nobility cannot be bought. Ooh, I do like money, but stability is also money, plus other things. And this is actually going to bring us +3 stability, which I actually thought we'd have a very difficult time trying to maintain as a republic, since boosting our tradition with admin is quite pricey. Genoa declares war on Crimea. Genoa's been doing pretty good for itself over here. It's a little scary sauce. Rival of a rival completed. I think that was Muscovy, so I can actually recall my diplomat from there. Manpower needs to recover. I do agree. But we do want... You know what? This mission, I mean, it'll probably fail. There'll probably be a war that breaks out before I recover it, and I don't really need the national unrest reduction. The tax modifier, 10 years of 10% more tax is nice, but that's not where we make most of our money. So I'm just going to go ahead right now, take the End the Sound Toll mission, and leave it there. Out of curiosity, I don't think it generates a new type of claim on us, or CB. So we have conquest on Denmark, and that's it. I don't know. That mission might have given me claims on Jelen and Skåne. I'm not sure. But I already had claims on there because of my espionage, so that is fine. Telecourt, right, we hate each other, of course. Poland, how are we doing? And no alliance right now. We did upset each other. I'm going to go and improve relations. I mean, I'm full on relationship slots anyway, but Poland continues to be a good candidate for an alliance. What the hell is this? Pretty blue. Poor Lithuania, just getting obliterated over there. My money is coming in relatively well, right? Yeah, let's go and get our advisors again. Production efficiency does need more trade goods. I like that. I don't need the other guys yet. And another level 1 military advisor. Good value all the time with the level 1 guys. And actually, discipline's not bad either. So, we are going to have to decide when the Protestant Reformation starts. Are we going to do that? I probably would prefer going to Reformed. Oh, I meant to look up the things. Hold on, I'm going to do it. EU4 Wiki Protestant. Protestant. Does it give me a list of all their possible thingamabobs that they can take? Church aspects that they can put in. Development, stability, missionary, discipline, morale, prestige, legitimacy. There is one that gives you a little bit more Republican tradition in Protestant. Huh, that's tempting. Settler increase, manpower, idea cost reduction, more production efficiency, -1 national unrest. Okay. So, yeah, as someone who's interested in trade, reform does look better because you can go trade focused and get 10% more global trade power and 10% more trade efficiency. So we will want to go reformed, but if, for any reason, if, so let's say the Protestant Reformation happens to start in our territory and we get a center reform there right from the start, we may be like, all right, well, we'll go Protestant. Or at least short term, we might go Protestant. Obviously, oh, that's going to cost us all our prestige. When you convert, oh shit, hold on. When you convert to another religion, okay, it costs 100 prestige. It doesn't set you to like -100 or something. I'm just used to sitting at 0 prestige. So we can only convert to another religion if our prestige is over 50, because if we drop below -50, we lose our trade league. That is rough, especially because of built-in prestige decay. Holy crap. Tension. Denmark gains a claim. All right, whatever. God damn. Wow. I don't know, you guys. How is the... Oh, we are getting close to Reform Desire as well. So we're going to have to time it, basically, regardless of what religion we choose to do. So we're not going to go Protestant into Reformed. Again, if a center of Reformation, like if the first one just spawns right in the middle of our country, we might be like, yeah, okay, we'll be Protestant. We can take the aspect of faith that gives us more Republican tradition or something like that. Or, you know, more production efficiency also wouldn't be too bad. But, yeah. We're definitely not going to want to switch religions twice. And yeah, getting that prestige up. There we go. Hello, war. Okay, you, unmothball. You are... I'm going to tell you to go home in times of war. You'll probably get caught partway through. So, Sweden has gone and declared war for independence. Oh, Scotland's joining in as well. Well, that's lovely. Actually, that's quite nice. I'm a little bit worried about our fleet over here. Can I, like, change your mind? Just run away? Oh, well, either way, we're going to get caught. So, I'm going to do this and hope that you can run through it. We'll lose some light ships. Hopefully, we won't lose all of them. But, because if I run here, they're still going to intercept me in some fashion. Okay. This might not be the exact time I would have wanted Sweden to trigger this, but it's not awful. We did lose our general. I'm going to make our leader into a ruler just to see. Excuse me, did you say 5 shock? Hello, guy. We are not going to be able to skip across to Fine or anything like that, but we're going to start to go and just occupy some bits and pieces down here. Alright, and do we got a number list? Oh, wow, they have no troops right now. Interesting. So, if at all possible, and I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off, I would very much like to do a separate piece and explicitly grab some of this territory here. Now, I have gone and flagged... Yeah. I'm going to unflag this territory. It's not actually an area of great interest. in any way whatsoever. We might vassalize them, but honestly, if Saxony wants it, well, I don't really want to encourage Saxony to grow north, because then we might get some border tension. But yeah, here we go. That, I believe, is in the wrong trade node. Yeah, I mean, we might want some power in the Baltic Sea at some point, but it's a less priority. And how good... Oh, no, Bornholm is not developed, so it's not a province of interest. Njordland over here is not particularly developed either, but it's not bad, and it's contiguous, which is nice. So it is worth grabbing there. So I'm going to go and just grab everything in Jutland here as soon as possible. How's this fight going? Surprisingly not the worst, and actually if I did retreat now, so on a manual retreat I think you can get intercepted, so we would end up fighting here regardless, which is a little bit bad. So I'm going to have to wait until my ships break naturally with morale, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Is there somewhere else I can just dock them? Oh, I might be able to send them to Scotland. Oh, that's unfortunate. They were already locked to continue here, so... And now I can't override that. They are properly white flagged. Okay, because when you manually retreat troops, sometimes you get interrupted partway. It looks like that's not the case here. Okay, so I could have sent them home, but either way, they'll end up repairing. Yeah, and there's a fort there, so we can actually get some war score, which is nice to see. And... Okay, you do need, with the level 2 fort, you do need 4 cannons. So I guess, yeah, the level 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I couldn't remember if the level 2 goes 1, 2, 4, 8, 10 or something like that. So the extra artillery here doesn't do anything for us. But that's okay. I guess what I'll do, just to cut back a little bit on this attrition, is something like that, because these are about to pop. And then we will, of course, put people on both land crossings over here. But Denmark, I don't know where their troops are, but they don't have a whole lot of them. Actually, this is all the troops on the other side. That just might literally be mostly Norway. That would be one of the reasons why Sweden would have declared war right now, is if their overlord was in a weak position. So, yeah, we may not be able to grab any of the islands. I don't know. Depends on the Swedish Navy. And of course, we do have our own galleys here. They've got to get repaired, but that's going to be okay. You can jump in there. That's going to pop soon, so there won't be any attrition. And then we're just going to block both straight crossings over here, and feel pretty good about that. Oh yeah, that's right. They do have a couple of allies over here. I guess I don't have any actual progress done there. So let me come back, because I'm going to smash these little stacks while they're still, you know, little stacks. And it'll give more war score, and I'll get credit for it. Although I'm not actually fighting the war leader, but it's going to be okay. And you have no missions, right? Because I manually gave you something, so you're going to repair. We still have all 15 barks. We didn't lose a ship, actually, which is quite nice. And we did do some damage to the Danish Navy, which might make Sweden in a slightly better position. Now, the war goal for this one is Sweden just has to defend its capital, which seems like an automatic thing that's not going to be any problem whatsoever. So we're going to go and kill that stack. And, oh, we're not going to stack wipe them, though, because it didn't go quickly enough. Sure, Flanders, you can have military access. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, we did stack wipe them. They could have retreated, I was pretty sure. Oh, we did. I think we hit a 10-to-1 ratio of troops, and that would result in that happening. And we're not going to jump in there, that's for sure. And I don't think it makes sense to... Well... That's a fort level 1. Excellent. So we'll actually have +2 to our siege rolls, which may be required to offset the lack of blockade. There's a blockade going on over there. Can I reach... Is Gelre in more than one war? They are. So Gelre is being sieged out, and they're going to get destroyed in some other event. So that's going to be okay. We're not being fully blockaded here, which is nice. We did lose that little micro-siege here, but that's fine. I mean... This province, show province, good development. I wouldn't mind taking it. A naval battle's going to start here. Oh, it is too. We will jump in on that. Our galleys are not the worst off. And actually, in preparation for that, I would like to move some people to maybe go after the Danish capital. Yeah. Screw Stada. Alright, I'm going to go and jump in. I could wait for another tick of repair, but I think it's just going to be better. I think the battle's going to be over before that happens, and so I may as well just go ahead and contribute a little bit more to the war effort. Okay, yeah, we did win that. Now, I'm going to take these guys and bring them over here. Hopefully they'll get here without conflict. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to go and jump in over there. So, that's a 2-star general. What do you got? 4 fire! I got 5. Or, sorry, shock. They're both on shock. Really? I still can't move across? Oh, hostile fort. Oh, this fort is blocking that. Oh. Okay, so let's get some troops over here. I don't remember how many I need. It's not 9. Is it 6? Because then I can get another siege going on over here. Okay, we don't have a full blockade. Right, they control both sides of the strait, so they'll be able to move through regardless. Okay, that got defeated, so they ran away. So I'm going to move my whole fleet over here, so at least we'll get a full blockade. And the port for, yeah, is on the inside. So if we're blockading this, then we will get the increased siege speed, which is going to be nice. So you leave that behind. Select this, go over here. We have to be a little careful about being attacked, but we will still be able to reinforce and jump across the strait, and that's going to be fine. We don't have any more force limit. And actually, as soon as we grab this province, and because of this blockade, they won't be able to jump in and attack me over here. They'll still be able to jump in and attack me over here, because they'll control both sides. But that's going to be fine and ducky. Oh, hello. These guys are mostly galleys, which means they don't fight as well over here. Which means our 15 light ships should be able to take them. Plus, I think this is one of the damaged fleets. So I'm going to try to jump on these guys. Yes, including my own galleys, which aren't going to fight. You know, they're not going to get the bonus, but that's going to be okay. That's level 1 fort, we need 3. The level 2, we need 6, so that's good there, assuming we don't get any sort of wine ticks. We even have the +1 siege leader, which is nice, as soon as we reset our blockade. Where are you heading? I wonder if we can catch anything after all. F it. It's going to be annoying to try to catch these guys. We're just going to go and blockade all this. We'll get a lot of war score from that. That'll be fine. A little battle going on there, which is okay. Oh, we're going to repay that loan. Can't remember when we took that one. I think it was right after we'd taken this territory and we were in a war and we had over our force limit. Bosnia has agreed to share their maps of Maastricht with Austria. That's right, that's something else we can trade. We will want to trade, I mean, we can't so much with colonizers, but maybe we can convince Portugal or Castile or England or someone like that to give us something over there. Oh, Tyrone just blobbed out a little bit. Interesting. So we got Desmond over here. They're independent. Yeah, lots of independence over there. Interesting. Yeah, so this siege will go relatively fast with the siege leader, the 1 cannon, and the blockade. I'm wondering if I can... You know what, let's just grab the damaged ships and dock them for now. Oh! Well, that's okay. Dock them for now. We'll give them a tick of repair. There we go. And then that'll bring a couple more barks out here. Oh, still not quite there. Okay, let's bring half of them back out. Okay, let's bring all of them back out. Apparently we do need quite a lot here. Detach a blockade. Oh yeah, literally need every single one of those ships. And we got an attrition tick over here. It is winter, so that's going to make things a little bit worse. We don't have a ton of manpower in the pool either. So, but we don't want to interrupt our little siege progress over here. We may need to supplement that there's a few mercenaries. So yeah, do we have... Oh, we don't have a diplomat. Just out of curiosity, do we have any war score over here? 10, yeah, so we could start to make demands. We do have some aggressive expansion we still have to be a bit concerned about. But I will be very, very satisfied. Sweden's clearly going to win its war. So regardless, Sweden will not be below Denmark. And that will weaken Denmark no matter what. So if I can grab a wee bit of land in the meantime, that's going to be great. I'm about to finish 2 sieges, which should give me a little bit more push, in particular another fort over here. Excellent. And I will go and grab this territory over here at the same time. And actually just detach a dude and go down to Finn or Fine or however you say it. 2 war exhaustion or lose some tradition. I'm going to take the war exhaustion. We're not that far to an uprising regardless. So you seem fine. Fort level 1, so that's going to be a really fast siege. Lovely. Can't forget about taking Lowland. Now, I have to make a decision though. How far do I want to push this? Because if I want to grab territory... Okay, they're not willing to give anything up right now because of the length of war, and they still have their capital and whatnot. Okay, so regardless, we can't peace out yet. I want a separate peace before Sweden decides it's time to peace out. Okay, so we get the cannon, we get the leader, we've got our blockade. Now I don't need all the ships here because they have less territory. Oh, wait. Even without a mission, they're going to auto-repair. That's quite interesting. I didn't tell them to go there. I just detached, didn't I? Maybe when you detach damage, it assumes that what you want to do is repair, so they go and do that. I guess that would be pretty reasonable. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to let this go a little bit longer in this video, probably. Oh. Detach an extra dude here. What's going to be our cavalry count? Oh, it's going to be fine. Okay. So this 1 extra cavalry I will go and send over here. And Scotland's going to drop here. You know what? It's been over 30 minutes. I'm going to put a cut here. A little dramatic fight going on. They have 1-2 maneuver on the Norwegian guy. So I don't think they'll get the straight crossing, actually. So then their numbers advantage will be notable. But we'll have a little bit of reinforcement coming in. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. What's the landscape here? Farmlands. A little worrisome, but ultimately I think we'll be okay. We'll wrap this up here. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time.